Front was open.
She's everything. She's our little girl. She's completed her family. Our 2 other boys are waiting for her. Please, just drop her off anywhere. We don't care. Just somewhere safe where she can come home, please.
The infant's mother is seen on this video buying baby supplies from a local market on the very day her child went missing.
You see Deborah Bradley, Lisa's mother, and another man walk into this grocery store, which is about a mile or so away from this neighborhood here, and they walk away. Everything looks very calm.
Where is the baby? Seriously, where's the baby? That is what makes me so sad and makes you have that feeling in your stomach the more time that goes by that the outcome is just not going to be good.
11 days, that's how long baby Lisa's been missing. So are police any closer to finding this precious child? Good evening, everyone. I'm Jane Velez-Mitchell coming to you live from our Los Angeles studios. Tonight, we're learning police investigating baby Lisa's disappearance have been showing neighbors a photo of a homeless man known to frequent the area. Could he be the one who took baby Lisa? Nobody can find him. Police officers with dogs and all-terrain vehicles out searching, again, behind baby Lisa's parents' home. And today, they focused on a rock quarry at a heavily wooded area. So far, absolutely nothing being done. Lisa's parents, well, they first reported their baby missing 11 days ago after the child's dad came home from his overnight shift to find baby Lisa missing from her crib. Police suspect she was taken out of her bedroom window. There they are testing that theory, seeing how easy it would be or not for somebody to get into that window. The family released some new home videos of baby Lisa, and they will absolutely break your heart. Check this out from YouTube.
Who are you talking to? Drink your baba.
Well, look at that poor defenseless child. Where is that child tonight? It certainly breaks my heart to know that that little baby is out there somewhere, or maybe even worse than that this angelic child might have come to some harm. We don't want to think that. We're trying to be part of the solution and hoping to find that child okay. Today, a relative of the missing baby told reporters the family is praying somebody will come forward with information that will bring Lisa home.
Anything, the smallest thing can bring her home to us. And we're just waiting on that one phone call, and we'll have her back in our arms.
Baby Lisa's only 11 months old. It's not like somebody's going to find her walking down the road. She's a baby. She was in her crib, and she just disappeared. She's completely dependent on whoever snatched her. We've got to find her. Straight out to CNN's Ed Lavandera, who's been all over the story from the beginning since the child vanished. He is live in Kansas City, Missouri this evening. Ed, tell us about the breaking news regarding this photograph cops are showing to neighbors. What do we know?
Well, we've been hearing from various people. I've actually seen at one point officers in a neighborhood not too far away from here showing people in the neighborhood of this picture. They're not releasing this picture publicly, but in speaking with several people who have seen it, they say it's a white male, about 6 feet tall, average build. And they just, perhaps it's someone that was a homeless person. In fact, we spoke with one person who saw the picture who had actually told police that they had seen this person about 2 months ago in a nearby park. The conversation got a little odd, this person told us, as the man was trying to find some work. And then about a week and a half ago, he told police that he saw this guy actually
Jersey, Ed? Is this Jersey? Is this the guy known as Jersey who apparently was thrown out of a bar because he was drunk? A bar owner told KCTV that he last saw Jersey when he kicked him out of his establishment on October 1st for being drunk, and this guy hasn't been seen since. Is this Jersey?
I've seen those reports, and that's what I'm not exactly sure of at this point, if these are two different people that we're talking about, or if it is indeed the same person.
All right, baby Lisa's dad was the one who called 911 to report the child missing. He had come home from the overnight shift. Here's a portion of that call from ABC's Good Morning America. Listen.
He knows his brain is busted and his 10-month-old daughter is missing. He advised that he didn't witness anything and I know how long she's been gone.
Mike Brooks. Now, apparently there were a number of cell phones in the home that were taken or mysteriously disappeared. What do we know about that? Because I think some people are wondering, well, wouldn't the father have had a cell phone when he came from the overnight shift? Does it strike you as odd?
Well, there's a couple things that strike me as odd in this, Jane. First of all, and I was talking to Ed Lavandera the other night after the show about this, the father doesn't usually work this particular shift, all right? And it just happens that his daughter disappears when he's working this overnight shift. He's an electrician. Are they able to account for any service calls to houses or businesses that he may have gone to that night up until 4-something when he got home? That's not making a lot of sense to me either. And then what you point out, the phones. Why, he would have had a phone with him had he been, out working as an electrician. Do they dispatch him by radio? Do they dispatch him by phones? And the phones that are missing, were they on? Were they powered up? If so, are they pinging anywhere? These are questions that have yet to have been answered to me.
Yeah, and the cops are not saying anything. Now, one of the controversial aspects of this case is that the mother herself, the mother of the missing child, came out and said that she was under the impression from cops that she had failed a polygraph. Now, she is not considered a suspect. The cops are not even pointing to her as a person of interest. But it was odd that she came out and volunteered that information. Now, I spoke to Nancy Grace earlier today about baby Lisa's disappearance, and she pointed out some hard facts about cases like this. Listen to Nancy.
I'm always concerned when someone comes into the home and takes the baby while one of the parents or caregivers are there. Somewhere around 80% of the time when a child goes missing, it is a familial abduction. The father had just started working the night shift. As a matter of fact, that may have been his very first night. And the coincidence that that would be the night that someone breaks into the home, I find very disturbing because, as I've always said, there is no coincidence in criminal law.
All right, so Tim Miller, you're the director of Texas EquiSearch. You've covered many disappearances. Is it too much of are there too many coincidences piling up here? Dad's first night on the night shift. Somebody could have known that, I would say.
Well, I mean, it sounds like now like Haley Cummings' case, doesn't it? It's about the same time frame. The father was working nights, and there's a lot of similarities between little Haley's case, and I'm really surprised that a larger search has not happened in this. We can go back to Kaylee Anthony case, and I think that the parents really need to be drilled on this. This is far more than a coincidence. The first night that he's working nights, he comes home and his baby's gone. So I think a lot of investigative work needs to be done, a lot of questions need to be asked, and I don't think there's going to be answers to those questions.
Well, I think there are a lot of questions. And look at this child. We are now looking at this videotape of this precious child. It breaks my heart. 11 months old, completely helpless. And there she is yawning. What an angel. And what's happened to her? Now, here's another very bizarre twist in this case. A wealthy anonymous benefactors today stepped in and offered $100,000 in a reward. And they're also apparently paying for a private investigator and a psychologist who specializes in threat assessment. Listen to this.
To me, she is a rock star in her field. She's not well known, but in my community, in the law enforcement community, she is well known, and she's excellent at what she does. Her name is Dr. Marisa Randazzo.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me, somebody who is assessing threats. But I have to tell you, Mike Brooks, I spoke with this private investigator today on the phone, Bill Stanton, and he said to me, this wealthy benefactor/benefactors are philanthropists, and they have a connection to the family, but it's not necessarily a close connection. It could be a distant connection. He wouldn't elaborate. He said they called him up and they said, you're not working for the family. You're working for that baby. Your assignment is to find that child. And he also told me he has no allegiance to anyone but the truth. And he is going to not look over the shoulder of cops, but anything he finds he's going to give to cops. What do you make of this mystery benefactor, Mike?
I don't know. To be honest, the first thing I thought about And just like Casey Anthony, I thought about Leonard Padilla inserting himself into the case. But I'm sure if it were him, he'd be out there in front. But no, a $100,000 reward. I'm not crazy, though, Jane, about having parallel investigations by a private investigator and by law enforcement, especially, early on in investigation, even though it's been a little time now. And now this psychologist. I don't know who she is. Maybe she specializes in some kind of maybe she's a behavioral scientist. They say threat assessment, and that could go in line with, behavioral sciences. But I'm not crazy about a dual investigation going on.
Well, it's just another odd twist.
It is.
And just to jump in for a second.
Go ahead.
We've got another guest, a very special guest, joining us now in an Issues exclusive, is a father who experienced a very similar thing. And he has never stopped looking for his son. Gil Abetta has been searching for his missing son, Christopher, for 25 years. Gil, your son was 7 months old when he was snatched from his crib. And there are even more similarities between your case and the case we're talking about, baby Lisa.